I know it gets old sometimes, but it really is important. It's one of the most important acronyms I've ever learned. And it's WIN, W-I-N. What's important now? We break down into steps, right? We think, what is important now? For my kids, I learned that you put the hula hoop over top of that little pile of shit in their floor, and they just pick up what's in that hula hoop. And we watch what out on this range.
So real quick, look at me. If I say mount your gun, this is mounted. If I say compress it in, so we're compressed. Low ready, high ready. What's this called? What's this? What's this? What's this? Okay, good. I'm gonna say look left and right. Go ahead. Now you see that the line is clear. There's nobody bent over doing anything. I'll say eyes and ears.
Eyes and ears!
Look, and this, you're looking, John may have forgotten that they're on his head. Oh shit. And then what happens is he's got his gun out and people start shooting and John goes, F with a loaded gun. I've seen it happen. I'm sure many of you guys have. So we're paying attention to make sure, hey man, is my training partner being safe? Positive control of the gun. Put the front sight onto that dot. Do it. How's your grip? Now's your time to fix it. Your whole job in the world is to hit that thing right now. Put your finger on the trigger. Your focus is on that sight. And now tell yourself, I'm pressing straight back, straight back, straight back. Begin. One shot, that's it. Finger straight after the one shot. When you're not on the line, meaning if evens up and odds behind, pay attention to what's happening, but jam your mags. Keep your mags jammed. We don't want to say top mags and it takes 7 minutes or 10 minutes. You should be able to fill 5 or 6 magazines in a minute and a half. Jam them full and shove them back into mag pouches. Agreed? Did you hit or did you miss? I should have heard 12 or 13 replies. Press the gun back out. See that front sight or that dot. Put your finger on the trigger and press straight back, straight back, straight back, straight back.
I can't speak for the women, but I know as a man, right, we're stupid when it comes to egos, right? So if I get on the range and I'm telling, and we yell at this drill, hey, we're gonna do a build drill. You know, we're gonna draw from the holster and shoot 5 as fast as we can and as accurate, as fast as you can be accurate, right? You'll hear that a lot.
Put your finger on the trigger. That non-dominant hand should have a good grip. It should be clamping down. It should be a little bit uncomfortable. If I came, hey instructors, have them remove their non-dominant hand, put your non-dominant hand where their non-dominant hand was and clamp down on the gun with the pressure that you would suggest. You may feel different things. I put a ton down. So John, drop your left hand. Feel that?
Yeah. And I hear Robert here, he pulls out, he blazes it down. And I'm like, well, that's how fast I gotta do it, right? But then I pull it out and I blaze it down, but it's nowhere where I wanted it to be. So what does that tell me? So does Robert's pace, speed, or ability have anything to do with me? No. Right?
Is that more pressure than you've been giving? I want to hear 12 or 13 responses. Is that the same amount of pressure or less pressure? More? What's that tell you? Don't hold it like a bitch.
I can try to mimic that, right, and look stupid and miss a lot and waste a lot of bullets, right? Or I can put my ego in check and be like, I'm competing with me, that's it. So this is my level. I'm gonna shoot as fast as I can do it accurately and definitely safely, right? And that's where I'm at, right? It's neither good nor bad necessarily. It's just, that's where you're at.
Each shot counts. Every one of these shots is start to finish the only thing you should be focusing on. Put your finger on the trigger when you're ready and give me 8 more shots. Make each one count.
Every one of y'all got a different ability, different backgrounds, different skill sets, different things that may be your vulnerability or you may be very good at. All right, that's a good thing. That's not a you're better than me at that, I hate you thing. That's a, hey, we got a network of people that know different things, and that's good to have a network of people that know different things, right?
What are you shooting at? Put your finger on the trigger. See the sights? Let me get my finger in there with you. See the sights?
Yeah.
Line up, pressure, 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 pressure. Line them up. Line them up, 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 line them up. This other hand needs to be tighter.
Okay.
Clamp. Relax these elbows a little bit. Who's getting good hits?
In order to make progress, you got to fail. You must fail. We're in a contained, controlled environment where we can fail safely. Right? So let's fail. Let's fail. It's okay. We're going to learn from that. We're going to build on that. We're going to be better for that. False confidence and overconfidence. We all have a little bit of that in certain areas of our life. We all have a little bit of it.
Hey, who tells you when to shoot? Yeah, who tells you when to press that trigger? Yeah, you do. I might be giving you the command, or one of the other guys or gals might, but it's you that says when that trigger breaks. Who tells you when to quit? Who tells the bad guy when to quit? Who does? So who gets to tell you when to quit? Nobody does, right? You decide when to quit. So don't for a second think you get to tell somebody else when to quit. So get back on your sights, press that trigger down, and get the hits. Z's talking about a couple of you guys pinning your trigger. Don't be so focused on what happens after that shot breaks. Send the shot down range and reset that trigger to get the next one. You dig? Mount your guns. Same thing that last crew just did. All that matters right now is that you have a razor sharp focus on that front sight. Get the slack out of the trigger. So come to that wall. Front sight or dot should be where it needs to be to get this hit. It's not slowly, it's without disturbing the sights. Press that trigger, straight back, straight back, straight back. So let me see, take that thumb and throw it up to the sky. You've got probably the biggest sausage fingers on the line here. Try that.
This?
Yep. Straight back, straight back, straight back. Hole for hole. So let's see what you got going on here. Finger straight, empty.
So confidence is this. This is what was taught to me. I didn't make this up, right? A psych coach, performance coach, taught us this. He said competence, meaning the tactics, techniques, skills, procedures that you have, right? Competence is part of it, and then preparation. That's the physical, the mental, the emotional, the social. This guy's over here watching me, I better do good. Being able to perform under that stress.
Press it back out. I want you to, you don't need me to give this speech again. Go 7-8 shots. What should you do if your gun goes empty?
Reload.
Reload it. Reload it. What, would you leave home with 3 rounds in your gun? Would you go on duty with 4 rounds in your gun? No? So top that gun off and get it back in the holster when you're done with it. That's an administrative process. When I say dominate the gun, don't dominate it like your weird relationship with that guy from the office. I'm saying have a plan that gun, when it comes out of the holster, is in the condition with which you would want to fight in. Make sense?
Competence, preparation, those two. They all have input for your confidence. Now, if I've got the competence, but I don't have the preparation, that can cause overconfidence. If I have the preparation, but I don't have the competence, that can cause false confidence. Right? So either way, we've got a little bit of that. Because at some point in time, we probably did something like, well, I'm pretty sure I could still do that again. And then somebody puts you to the test, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I was a little overconfident there. All right, we have that to a degree. We have that to a degree.
All right, let's go 7-8 shots. Make them all count. Just let those thumbs float. Just let them float. Grip. Pressure, pressure. So let's try this. Line them up. Again, stay on the sights. Stay on the sights. There you go. Stay on the sights. Stay on the sights. Stay on the sights.
But what I'm trying to do is, we want to get an acceptable amount of competence, an acceptable amount of preparation, which is inherent when you're in front of people out here, and you know, any physical stuff we do with the preparation part, right? And to have acceptable capability. Acceptable capability. Am I going to win this Olympic shooting contest? Maybe not. But can I put together some of that mindset portion, some of that composure portion, the competence that I have, and the physical abilities, the emotional control, the mental control that I have, good enough where I can do what needs to be done for that particular job, right? You don't have to be the master at every thing. We just got to be able to put it together to have acceptable capabilities, right? You're not going to have that. You're not going to have that unless you put your ego aside and pay attention and do what must be done despite anybody around you.
So let's talk for a brief minute so that we don't instill bad habits. Ammunition management. What are your jobs with the gun? I've decided that I've got to top the gun off. How do I do that? Grab a fresh magazine. Drop the diminished one into your hand. Seat the new one. For me, I got to drop the hammer holster. Now what am I going to do with that? If it's the only one I got, I'm going to keep it. If I've got a fuller one, I'll put the full one into my #1 mag pouch. So if you've got a belt on, always have the fullest ones to the front, the empties to the back. What do you do with empty mags? Drop them. Well, reload them, but we drop them to the deck. There's no reason to that. If you put it in a mag pouch, you're going to eventually put it in the gun. What's that called, what I just did? Yeah, tack mag, tack reload. This is you managing your gun. You ever watch a good cook with a knife? You're like, oh, that's cool. Or a carpenter with a hammer or a saw. Come on, Tony. He's dying, Tony. He's dying.
He's in trouble.
Where's the shooter? What's going on around you around here?
He's dying, Tony. Can you please pretend like you're dying?
What we got here?
Steal my wallet.
What's your birthday, Tony? It's your birthday, man.
Tony!
I know it. Look at this colossal.
Tony!
Is that high and tight?
No.
Tighten it, Tony! Tighten it!
Okay.
Tighten it, Tony!
I knew you.
Oh, that howler sounds good out here. Correct repetitions. Everything we're doing, we had a conversation, Z and Paul and I last night, about our friend Super Dave Harrington. Super Dave says, everything's important, everything matters, do the right thing at the right time, every time. Sounds like a mouthful, but each of these processes is what builds in a guy that wins or a gal that wins. And we're going to start now exposing ourselves to more recoil. So as you're reloading and stuff, start to think about, how does this look in my hand? This is not a fundamentals class. We're not going to have the time to sit and milk you and coddle you with some of this stuff. If we see shit, we'll correct it. Tony! Tony!
That's
Tony!
Don, what do you think?
All right, so hang on, don't take it off.
It wasn't high at all.
Tony, don't take it personal, all right? But the bottom line is, if we're not strict about stuff like this, then we don't learn from it.
Fix that grip!
In this situation, it's just above the knee. Is it high and tight?
I swear to God, I'm sorry.
Is it that tight? Probably not. It might be kind of tight. Is it tight on you?
Fairly tight.
Okay. But we need to go high and tight. Just because we get under a little stress, you know, don't start letting those standards go, because it is life safety stuff. It's just like we draw our gun and we start taking some shots. Well, if we needed those first 2 shots to hit, or our family or ourselves are going down, we just messed up. You have to be able to perform it like this. And this isn't stressful. You know that, right? All right, let's do it.
It's relative.
Hey guys, if some of you are having a problem building a good grip, when that gun gets presented out in front of your body, I'm stepping forward a little bit. Look at this. Just take this hand like a karate chop if you're having a hard time doing this, and put those fingers up underneath the trigger guard and just roll it forward. See what it looks like? See that? I just put this up against the trigger guard and roll it forward. You see that? Yes? Yes. Let's do it again. Give me 2. Where's your non-dominant hand? Check it out. Where's your your support hand? Where should it be when you're drawing? It depends, but if I've got to access a gun here, I'm probably going to be pulling my shirt up, right? If I've got a coat or something on, I'm going to have to sweep that out of the way and get onto my gun. But if I've got nothing on, I probably don't want this hand just dangling here, right? I don't want to like get the gun up and then bring that one to the party. Have them meet each other in the middle, right? Gun comes out of the holster when it's in the center line of your body. Just join them here. Join them right here, because I can build that grip. Eyes and ears. I can build that grip here and shoot. You know, that's what we're looking for. All the way out, I'm ready to shoot if I have to. I can retain it, strike you in the face with it, control it, right? Don't have that gun out like this and then bring your hand to it. So go slow if you have to and think, okay, joined, I can go out. See that? You know, I can do it right here in front of me. What's your job with the gun? Put rounds on target, keep a good solid grip on it, dominate it by keeping it loaded up, safe, not put holes in people or things that don't need holes. Give me 3 rounds. Would it be better to have very simple processes that give you the result that you want, or just do different shit each time? What's better? Simple processes that give you the result you want, or do shit different each time? Yeah, have a basic process. After you're done shooting, assess what's downrange. This is cardboard, except we're simulating to fight. Did I hit? Did it work? Do I need to shoot this person again? Does he have friends? Is he alone? Am I hurt? Tell these things to yourself. You can do that while taking oxygen in. Breathe. Tell yourself, all right, everything's good. Let's get this gun gassed up. Safely holster. Give me 5 rounds. Did you guys just hear those 4 rounds rip from the left side of the range? That's Paul's gun. That's Paul's gun shooting down there, that bam, 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 bam. You've got that whole big target. Did you hear that? That's Paul's blaster down there. You got that whole target. This isn't, you're no longer group shooting. You're group shooting in an area as big as that printer paper. Run the gun as fast as you can drive the sights back to the target. How good of a stance do you need? Stepping out. So if we have the ability to put some weight onto our toes, would that be beneficial? So think about this. If I said the first guy to that tree line gets $1 million, how would you stand? If I said right now, first guy to the tree line gets $1 million when I say go, how would you stand? Yeah, you feel your weight dig forward, your toes that dig into the earth. Put your weight a little bit forward. Get that gun up and run it. So your job, if you're shooting quickly like that, even if it's just shot, 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 is solid grip and just push the sights back to the target. People talk about recoil control like these little guns are going to push you around. There's nothing. It's a little tiny cartridge. Just hold on to it and press, press, press. 5 more shots on the whistle. You putting an empty gun away, Josh? Do you have an empty gun in your holster? Who just shot 10 rounds and didn't top their gun off? Who just shot 10 rounds and didn't top their gun off? That's the last warning you get, and then push-ups will be paid. Give me 6. Hey guys, check this out. Everybody holstered and safe? Yes. Us instructors are going to do this to you. I'm going to slap on your hands like you just did with him. Watch Paul's body posture. If you can't see, position yourself where you can watch Paul's body posture. People pay him to travel all over the country just to do his recoil management work. So watch his body. Look at his feet. What do you see in his feet when he's shooting? Watch his feet. Watch his whole frame and just take note of what you see and don't see. Do it again, please. Does anybody notice? You actually see his muscles are like tensed up. He's locked into a big, like Eiffel Tower of meat and iron. A big meat tower.
Twisted steel and sex appeal.
So just mount your fists like so look at this. This is what we're gonna do to you. We're gonna walk up, just gonna drive on you. That's all the nines ball's doing. Stand straight now. Did you see that when I took my hands off? He fell into me. He's running that gun hard. Now look at this. Woo! Just dig your toes into the earth. So get back on the line. The instructor's gonna come and just slap your fists a little bit. No gun needed. No gun needed. Just mount your hands. Run it hard!
See how you solidified there after a few?
Come on up, guys.
Get it back out there.
Come on up. Ben Brown, you shooting at all? You guys notice some of you heavier guys, thicker dudes, can be more static, right? You thinner guys or more wiry guys might have to get more aggressive. It's physics and shit.
Try to pull your ribs down into your hips. So if you're sitting in a car, sitting at a table, whatever it is, I've had guys in wheelchairs in classes, right? Because
Yeah, see, if some of them didn't get slapped.
we've got a war that's been going on forever, right? So a lot of guys in wheelchairs, and sometimes they can't contract from belly button down, but they can contract from rib cage to wherever. So they focus on pulling the ribs down, and that helps them to get that. And then the gun doesn't move.
If you're having a hard time where it feels like it takes a while to put your dot or your sight back into the target, you're probably being loose behind the gun. More grip. If you talk to really good shooters, every one of them grabs the gun hard and is aggressive behind it. None of them are willy-nilly and, everybody that shoots well is, you see guys like Bob Vogel, who's built light like I am, literally is like, put a pop can in his hand and he'd probably crush it and explode like a closed pop can. That's how hard he's gripping. And he's behind the gun. Yeah? I don't want to fixate on isosceles and shit because later we're going to be doing this and all that shit goes away. Dig? How do you get the gun from one hand to the other or shoot with just one hand? What do you got to do? You got to still point the gun, not fire, and you still got to just point the gun at the target. So we could talk to you about canting the gun and things like that, but we're going to be shooting in so many positions that we're not going to be able to do target practice shooting. So look, I'm dominant hand on the gun. What changed? Same thing this way. And if I'm on the ground, shit might change. So we're going to work through that in just a second. Good job. I don't want to see this. This is what we don't need to see. Eyes and ears. This is what we don't want to see. I don't need all of that confirmation. Right? Just shoot when those sights are on the target. On the whistle. Give me 6. So if we start telling you hurry up, it's probably you're being loose behind the gun. I hear some fast guns. I hear some fast guns. So ready positions. High ready, compressed ready, low ready. Position Sewell, which is not really a ready position, but it's a position that you would carry the gun in. Maybe a temple index. They're all positions that you are going to have the gun in because you don't want it in the holster, right? You feel something is going on that you need it in your hand. What's the one thing that binds all of those? Well, how about that you're ready, right? You're ready. You're ready. There's some reason you don't want to point a gun at this person. You don't know why. You don't know if they need to be shot yet, so you don't just point a gun at them, right? We're going to work through these ready positions. Low, compressed, high. Now, if I'm trying not to point a gun at target 10's head, this is legit. I'm not pointing it at his head. I might want to buy myself all the time in the world to just drop the gun. So it doesn't have to be 45 degrees, right? Because if he's out in the yard with me, he might not want me to be so regimented that I always point the gun one perfect way, right? This is just normal thinking shit. So we just want to make sure that you understand that it's just you pointing the muzzle where you want it pointed and not pointed. Come back to the high ready. Without shooting, press that gun out and get a sight picture. Does that look good, instructors? Yeah? Show us a low ready. Low ready, without shooting. Mount the gun and get a sight picture. Do it a couple times on your own without shooting. From a low ready. Low meaning right now with the context of what's in front of us. If your gun went off negligently, errantly, by some cosmic design, it would not hit that target or the feet if it was a human being, right? If you are keeping all of your rounds in that paper and you're not an expert shooter, speed up. It's okay to miss one or two. We are training. You will learn. I would rather you know why you missed, though, than not know why you hit. If you're just hitting errantly and you have no idea and can't replicate it, that's bullshit. So pay attention to the nuances of what's happening in your body. Who else feels blessed that the day is like this in just a couple of weeks before Christmas? Compress that gun in, compress that gun in. Listen to me. You've got that gun compressed in. You would never do this with an adversary 8 yards away from you. It would make no sense. So later we will be on the target. You have this gun pressed in because some is an arm's length away from you. You are retaining that gun. That is what retention is. Drive that gun out and run it. Give me 6. Figure straight.
Look at those 2 that are on the paper end. No. Yep. I don't want that.
Why do you want to win? Because you like to be alive, man. That's the only reason any of us are doing this. You like your family alive. Put the same intensity into this if you knew if your failure to do it right would mean the life or limb of your loved one. Tack mag if you need to, tack mag if you need to, and return to the holster. It may seem boring doing the same thing over and over again. Who do you think's gonna win a fight? A guy that can draw a gun and hit something like a man's sternum over and over again every time? Or a guy that might be able to? Who do you want fighting on your behalf? Run that gun, goddammit! If you are not getting that gun gassed up, and I'm giving you like at least enough time to tack mag without having to hurry up, and if you have to do it after the whistle, you're not doing something right. Run the gun. Your only job is to make holes where they belong, keep the gun gassed up, and not point the muzzle at things that don't need holes in it. Period. High ready. Give me 6. Compressed ready, compressed ready. I have a feeling that some guns are about to go empty. Watch that muzzle, Nico, downrange, buddy. How many of you, if Z was shooting at you, would stand like this, like a toy soldier? Would you just stand here? I'm guessing nobody, right? So what we're doing here, this is purely mechanics, right? Making holes in paper, ringing steel. Mechanics. Mechanics. So when we start talking about the T-triple-C setup, getting away from danger, moving off the X, so to speak, if we can move, they can move. Give me 6. In order to hit something, what has to happen? Very basic. Don't make it hard. And even that doesn't have to happen. The bore, remember we said that DR, Paul, you just saw me shoot from the hip. My muzzle just has to be pointed at what needs a hole in it at the moment that the trigger breaks. Within, you know, some microsecond bullshit, because of course the thing's got to leave the barrel, right? That's all that's got to happen. So, sights, front sight, rear sight, equal height, equal light. At this distance, 10 yards and in, do you need a perfectly refined sight picture where everything's lined up? Everybody agrees? If you've got your dot and it's bouncing around on the paper, you're going to be good if you press straight back as long as that dot stays on the paper, yes or no? Yeah? How many of you would bet $100 that your gun's topped off right now in the holster without having to look at it? Everybody? Empty chamber. You got an empty chamber? Well, at least you know. How many of you have to, if I told you, hey, let's have a competition real quick, would you have to draw and press check before we had the competition? It's okay if you have to, but why do you have to?
You didn't check before you put it away.
Well, you have to because you don't have a process that ensures that it's loaded up when you put it away. Exactly. Very simple. Just do it before and then you know it's ready to go. Done. Top all the mags. Let's paste all the targets. We're going to run a very simple drill. I borrowed this one a number of years ago from Frank Proctor. It's silly easy and it looks stupid. I'm not going to fire, but I'm going to kneel down so you can see me. And all that you guys are going to do standing, so you're going to press out and you're going to move your gun. As I'm doing this, my front sight is locked solid in the rear because this is all locked out. I'm not doing this. This is locked. My head, you see, is all moving as a turret. Don't worry about moving any crazy amount, but all I'm doing is really moving the gun from stick to stick, stick to stick. And as we start this, I'm going to have you just dry, go boom, 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 saying when you would fire. Dig? You're not stopping. It's not this, boom, move. It's boom. Just moving through. The objective here, all you're trying to get out of this is telling your brain, that's what I need to see to get that hit. Now, there is a little bit of leading up here, just like almost shotgun shooting, that you have to be prepped on that trigger. If I don't start pressing the trigger until I'm in the center of that paper, by the time the gun goes off, the rounds are going to be impacting over here, right? So it's going to go boom, 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 boom. Battery's going. You get the point though? Eyes and ears. We'll do it live. I see the sights. If you're looking at the paper, you're missing it. Boom, 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 boom. Not hard. I'm doing the same thing that we did back here, seeing the sights and just pressing the trigger when they're superimposed. This is best case scenario, right? Black sight, big red glowing plastic, and a white paper. Doesn't get any more contrasting, right? So this is us training our eyes to see the image. So we want that image so indelibly burned into our brain that when we see it upon somebody's face, I see what I need to. Press straight back, right? You don't need to think about all this lining up bullshit. So we're going to do this. Without firing, present your pistol to your target. Get a sight picture. Start moving that gun left to right. What we are looking for is just that you're keeping that gun in movement. I don't care how fast you go. You're just training yourself to keep that gun moving. You dig? A trick to this is that, so normally if you're shooting irons, what is your focus? If you're shooting a dot, what is your focus? Target, right? That's why they're so fast. One focal plane. When you shoot enough, you start to see 2 or 3 things at once. You see your sight superimposed over that target and you almost lose focus on both of them. That requires a lot of repetitions for your brain to recognize fuzzy shit. So when would you be pulling the trigger? Start that in your brain. Boom, 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 boom. You're right now, what are you doing right now? This is dry fire. You're doing it without ammo. Is your body posture as you would fight? Is your grip as you would fight? Because if you wouldn't do it in a fight or with live ammo, don't input it into your head in this dry fire. Agree or disagree? Going live. I want 2 hits while the gun's moving. Do not stop the gun. Does everybody understand what they're doing? I know a bunch of you've trained with us and done this before. Let's do another 2. Let's do another 2. Make sense? Easy peasy? Do you see on the head there is a small box about 1 1/4 inches by 4 inches? Can you all see that? So that is mimicking the ocular vault, the spot that you can slip a bullet easily into the skull of a human being. That's your target on that head. So if I say head, that's what you're shooting for. Don't feel all happy if you nip the corner of the head. You missed. So I'm going to tell you body, head. We're going to work through whatever left ammo is on your body right now, then we're going to pace these and the other group's going to get up. I'm going to whistle. You're going to mount the gun. We'll start with 2 body, 1 head. Easy. Let that magazine fall to the deck when the gun goes empty. 2, 1, do it. Good job, John. Recover to the holster when you're done. Recover with a holster when you're done. We're doing it again. Recover to the holster. You shouldn't need me to keep telling you that now. So now, where's your gun belong when you're not shooting? Yeah, you don't need it out. So once you get it topped off or whatever you got to do, holster up. I want 4, then 4. 4, then 4. Shoot as fast as you can pull the trigger or as fast as you can see the sights and pull the trigger. Which one is it? See the sights. How you doing on those headshots? Are they good down there? 6 and 6. Run it. John. Did you make up those misses I just watched appear? You owe us 2 push-ups per head, Mike. So when we are done, before we paste, those holes will be there for us to see. Well, wait, the last line didn't get that. Not everything in life is fair. We're gonna go 6 and 6. 6 and 6. That's a potential for 12 push-ups. Ha 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 ha! Let's do it. Well, that'd work, huh?
Mick. Hey, Mick, I'm rolling. Hey!
Oh, sorry, dude. I had my ear pro on. Just kidding. I didn't actually. I could hear him because these things have awesome audio. These are my newest addition to the ear pro family here. The frickin' Pro Gold 230 decibel reduction. So people are saying to me like, dude, a little big. Well, first of all, I can't help it if mine are bigger than yours, okay? Relax. Can't help it. But in reality, why are they big? Well, super decibel reduction. So if you've got something that's slimmer, like the ones you normally see me wear, they work good. These just have 5, 6, 7 more dB reduction. That's a big deal when you've spent your life like I have around noisy things, on gun ranges, heavy equipment, etc. Every little bit counts.